Alright, these comments are for 6957, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT, and you completed integrated writing practice test number 8 at my website. I'm looking at it now, so it looks like you have a lot of development. 387 words for sure. That's way more than what you need, but let's see what we have. So the reading passage explains 3 facts. I'd probably change that to a preposition about how fast food causes unhealthiness in human health, and the listening passage refutes the 3 ideas. The reading passage mentions that fast food, unless it's the title of the restaurant, which it isn't, so you don't need to capitalize this, fast food restaurants in the United States have been dragging Americans into an unhealthy, maybe make this an adjective, unhealthy diets, maybe thus causing, maybe say something like that, thus causing obesity. According to Margin Spurlock's Supersize film, which claims, now let's go back to the reading passage for just a second. I want to look at something for a minute. You're talking about this one. So right in the beginning, I don't even think it's that important to really explain this. I mean, that's the introduction. You want to focus, when you're getting into your writing, you want to focus on these 3 main points here. So I don't even think you need to mention this. So you have, according to Margin Spurlock's Supersize Me film, which claims that the biggest fast food chains maybe cause spikes in blood pressure and cholesterol levels like McDonald's. Although fast food is fast and cheap, it causes long-term effects of obesity. You got to do a little bit more of this. This happens, the author suggests, to many children and adults who consume hamburgers, tacos, or chicken daily. You might say all of which contain hundreds of calories with large amounts of fats. Rather than sit down for traditional dinners. Which they consider probably don't even have to say that if you just say it the way I did. Okay, so that's the first point. This is your first point in the reading passage, right? So let's double check. This is what you didn't say to me was important, is the busy schedules and harsh economic times contribute to the consumption of fast foods. I would have put that in there. Let me make sure that you didn't. Yeah, that would be something that you could say. Secondly, Or maybe just say, you need to embed more voice markers. I know you did it in the beginning, but with a summary, you want to do it probably 3 or 4 times within each paragraph. Junk food creates an unhealthy society, states the author. Okay, maybe here. So we have to combine those sentences together. So secondly, junk food creates an unhealthy society, states the author, and causes high cholesterol, diabetes, and heart disease. Advertisements of those cuisines, unfortunately, part of what you're doing is you're including too much information here, I think. You need to do more summary. You feel like you have to talk about every idea, but that's not really what a summary is. Have helped them to become a staple in Americans' diets. Even though vegetables and fruits are provided, fast food restaurants not street food. I'm going to say fast food restaurants in China and Mexico, fast food options are limited. Last but not least, we'll say here, the author argues that the convenience cuisine promotes gluttony. It's or, not and, overconsumption. It's really the same word. If you look at how I defined it here, let's go back here. Where is it? Yeah, simple definition for gluttony is overconsumption, right? So when you go back to writing it here, you can just put gluttony or overconsumption. But why do you even need to do that? You don't need to define that. You're just summarizing it. So you use one word or the other. In addition, many restaurants, including sit-down restaurants nowadays, offer, I think it's a better word, offer unlimited refills, which inspires customers to intake large amounts of soda and sweetened drinks like lemonade. Now you chose to use, interesting, I'm looking at your third paragraph here, you chose what's called a chunking type organization, where you're putting all the points of the reading passage in one paragraph, you're putting all of the points of the listening passage in another paragraph, and you can do that. That is a legitimate way to organize writing, but you got to be super organized when you do it, and I just don't think you pulled it off, but let's see what happened. On the other hand, the listening passage expands the definition of fast food and also clarifies the 3 points in the reading passage. I don't like any of that. I'm just going to say here, the listening passage contradicts the 3 points in the reading passage. Fast food is frozen. I don't know why you're putting that in there. The whole purpose of the purpose of this writing task is to show how the points in the listening are different from the points in the reading. They are very different, right? So obesity is a result of not being active and intaking large amounts of cholesterol of intaking, I'm going to say, more amounts fatty foods that are needed in a day. For example, couch potatoes and gamers, but that's the example of not being active, right? Then you might put here, I would take this idea and put it like this. Maybe say, maybe put it in parentheses. Nah, it's not working what you're doing here. How does this go back? This is where you get your A, even though the reading passage suggests you need to show how the information you're saying is related back to the previous paragraph there. I don't know, it's hard. You're trying to pull this off and put it in separate paragraphs, but I don't think it works that well. So maybe I'll take this, I'll say this. Let's try this. So even though the reading passage suggests that fast food restaurants cause obesity, the lecture suggests that obesity is a result of not being active and intaking more amounts of calories and fatty foods. Change this to that. And now we got a little bit better connection, so I think this sentence here is helping to show how the information in the lecture is connected to the information in the reading. Likewise, there are new options like apples, fruits, and salad options at fast food restaurants. And also in New York City, the number of, I don't think it's the number of calories, right? Let's double check it together here. Let's say so we have the calorie count, yes, not cholesterol count, but the calorie count. So what you've written is not accurate. So the number of calories are listed on the menu items. Order to inform or alert customers. And let's look at what the reading passage says here. We got to tie that in together a little bit better. So we have, yeah, society is unhealthy because the options for fast food are limited. That's kind of the key. Let's say this is different from we can say the reading claims that there are limited options suggest that I'm going to put this in here. Promote gluttony. Okay, I think we have it. Everyone can still enjoy eating. You can use either one, you don't need both. Can enjoy ingesting fast food, but should avoid taking in large amounts every day. Okay, I think we have it. In conclusion, the reading passage blames fast food argues that, I'm going to give you a little bit better grammar here, that fast food interferes. The reading passage argues that fast food interferes with American diet, and the listening passage illustrates illustrates. You didn't quite get that, your introduction and your conclusion here. Alright, let's go over it one more time. So the reading passage explains 3 facts about how fast food causes unhealthiness in society, and the listening passage refutes the 3 ideas. The reading passage mentions that fast food restaurants in the United States have been dragging Americans into unhealthy diets, thus causing obesity. According to Marvin Spurlock's Super Size Me film, which claims that the biggest fast food chains cause spikes in blood pressure and cholesterol levels, like McDonald's. Although fast food is fast and cheap, it causes long-term effects of obesity. This happens, the author suggests, too many children and adults who consume hamburgers, tacos, or chicken daily, all of which contain hundreds of calories with large amounts of fat, rather than sit down for traditional dinners. Secondly, junk food creates an unhealthy society, states the author, and causes high cholesterol. Diabetes and heart disease. Advertisements of those cuisines, unfortunately, have helped them to become a staple in Americans' diets. Even though vegetables and fruits are provided in some fast food restaurants in China and Mexico, fast food options are limited. Last but not least, the author argues that the convenience cuisine promotes gluttony. In addition, many restaurants, including sit-down restaurants nowadays, offer unlimited refills. Maybe we can say this instead of in addition. Let's say, for example, to introduce a smaller point which inspires customers to intake. We're using here which to comment on the whole idea. That's why this is singular. Which inspires consumers to intake large amounts of soda and sweetened drinks like lemonade. So then, on the other hand, the listening passage contradicts the 3 points in the reading passage. Even though the reading passage suggests that fast food restaurants cause obesity, the lecture suggests that obesity is the result of not being active and intaking more amounts of calories and fatty foods than are needed in a day. Likewise, the reading claims that there are limited options for healthy food, but the speaker suggests that there are new options like apples, fruits, and salad options at the same time. Now, the salad options at fast food restaurants. And in New York City, the number of calories, I probably don't need this one. The number of calories are listed on the menu items in order to inform or alert consumers. In the same way as smoking and alcohol, fast food this doesn't do much. I don't think you need it. So differing from what the author suggests in the reading passage, the speaker says that fast food does not automatically promote gluttony. In fact, the speaker claims that everyone can still enjoy ingesting fast food, but he or she should avoid taking large amounts every day. In conclusion, the reading passage argues that fast food interferes with American diet, and the listening passage disagrees with these points. How about those points, because you don't like them? Sometimes if we don't agree with something, we might say those. Check it up here. Alright, so we got it. So now we need to figure out your score, right? So let's look at the rubric. So I think you had some problems making the connections in the lecture and showing how they're related to the reading, so you can see that I had to make some changes in one of your paragraphs in order to make those connections more clear. So you had some minor language use issues. I'm going to put you at 3.0 out of 5, 20 points out of 30, on this particular assignment, right? Now if you go into the syllabus and you go to integrated writing here, where is it, page 9, so 3.0, this is going to put you at 76% on this assignment. Okay, I think we have it. All right, thank you for completing this assignment.